Welcome to our rubber plantation at Hoi Kieng, Tong Pa Pum in Kanchanaburi province. Today is the 9th of April 2026, and at last we are going to do something that we have wanted to do for several years. We're going to make a small water pool for the wildlife up on the hills above our rubber plantation. I do apologize that it has taken me so long to make this film, but we have been swamped with conservation work recently in the nature park, and of course that takes a higher priority than making films. We've had very little rain since last November, and temperatures are currently pushing up to about 40 degrees centigrade each day. In the last couple of days, I saw some macaques in the village for the very first time, and this has made me realize that the wildlife up on the hill above our land must be desperate for water. Well, it's taken a couple of years to get to this point because we prioritized work on our land in the park. But we've really wanted to do this for such a long time, and once we get going on something, we do it until it's finished. We're going to get this done in one day, despite the high 30s temperatures. Never mind, it's just whatever. We've chosen this location. It's right on the edge of the community forest, but it's also right on the edge of our rubber plantation, so we can keep a good eye on it. We initially thought we would do something like this higher up in the forest, but then realized the insanity of that plan. We can pump water up there, but it would be much more difficult for us to get up there and keep an eye on it, and it might become a magnet for a poacher or somebody like that who could hide up there but know that there's wildlife coming to the pool. This way, this is in our plantation, so I don't think that will happen here. We've got good cover here for the wildlife to come. We deliberately put it near this big bamboo and this great big rock. We know a lot of wildlife comes to that, and some of my friends, especially Dan, will recognize that as the triumphal location where we found a Ganbury pit viper when he was here on a trip from the UK, and I've seen them there before. It seems to be an area they really like. So I'm sure many animals, not just the birds and the mammals up here, but the reptiles as well, will come to drink here. There's no other water anywhere around here unless they go down to the village and risk running into people. So delighted, really happy we're getting this done at last. Now he's just put some water in the cement. He's going to go down and find some paints and some wire mesh for us to put into here to make it really strong, and then the paint we'll use will mix in with the cement to give it a natural soil and stone look, so it doesn't look artificial. Great. And despite the high temperature, it's amazing when you're next to the forest. There's always a lovely cool breeze coming. Delightful. I love recycling materials. I kept these rolls of wire mesh from an old dog fence, and now I can use them again to give strength to this concrete pool. Before I came to Thailand, I worked in landscaping and garden construction and learnt many skills that have been useful to our conservation work here. Well, it's a start. By no means finished yet. We've realized the main issue we're going to have is that far side there where we've left a steep bank of soil deliberately for the pool to go up against, but we need more support there. So Nai's going to go back down, get some bricks. Going to make a line of bricks there and some wire, and then cover that with this cement. This isn't ordinary cement. We've mixed cement sand and the what we call glue cement to make it waterproof and very sticky. And I think I got stung on the back there. Never mind. And then we've got colors, some powdered paints to mix in as well. So a lot more work to go. I know it looks very unnatural at the moment, but I think it'll look great in the end. Wrapping these bricks up in the wire mesh and then covering it all with concrete
will make this border very strong.
Okay, well, I'm back. Good stuff. It's 1 o'clock. Come back to have a shower and get some lunch. We've put the cement up there for the pool. My goodness, what value that is going to be for the wildlife up there, I'm pretty sure. That's the hill. This is our rubber plantation down below that we use the income from that for the last about 12 years to get the park up and running, all the tree planting and maintenance, the cutting the grass and all that kind of stuff all those years. Now it's kind of getting going, and we're able to make it as a proper nature park now. So we've got the rubber there, but you can see that hill up there above, and it goes back beyond there quite a ways, about 350 hectares, I believe, in total community forest, but it's mostly inaccessible. We know there's some good wildlife up there. We know there's some rare wildlife up there. I've just tried to point out somewhere in that area below the cliffs that you might be able to see. That's where we were working just now, the top edge of our rubber and just below the forest, so that we can keep a close watch on it. And also we can get the car near enough to there with a water tank on that we can pump water up to that pool, because obviously that will need to be refreshed every few days. Great stuff. Let the cement dry for a couple of hours, and then we'll go up with some colors and mix that in and try to make it look very natural looking.
Well, this process is a bit hit and miss. I am just adding black, green, yellow and red powder to try to replicate the colours of the surrounding rocks and soil. After this, we will dress the pool up with some tree trunks and rocks. But it is already looking pretty good.
Okay, so very exciting day. I got some footage of one of the large spotted civets last night. Great stuff. Answer. Again, I haven't been able to process that footage yet. I'll need to do that when I get back to Bangkok. Now I'm going up to have a look at the pool that we made yesterday. Rather frustratingly, because it's concrete, we need to leave it for a minimum of 3 days before we fill it. But in the meantime, we need to spray it with water. Nai came up yesterday, I hope, while I was in the hide, and put some sacks over it to stop it from drying too quickly. So we do have very, very high temperatures at the moment. Trying to pick my way through the rubber plantation. My goodness, these trees have grown close together. See if I can do this. Oh my. Yeah, I actually bumped into this tree yesterday. You know what? I'm just going to park here and carry on foot from here. I don't have that much to carry. Just some water bottles and the camera itself. So yeah, so today is Friday. Unfortunately, I've got to go back to Bangkok. It's a big holiday week next week. I don't want to be traveling at that time. So Nai will have to come up with the water spray several times a day, just spray this concrete as it sets. Then I think the timing will be on Monday. He can actually, or Sunday afternoon, fill it up. But we'll need to put a board over the top of it, stop animals from drinking it. And then splash that out maybe some Monday morning, fill it up one more time, Monday afternoon, splash it out again, because there'll be kind of chemicals, lime and stuff from the cement in the water. We don't want the animals drinking that. And then I think Monday afternoon, if it looks good, he can just fill it up and open it up. It's frustrating that we have to wait a couple of days for this, but at least we've got it underway now. And there is, still weeks of very, very high temperatures to come. And then we will put one of the trail cameras right there so we can see right from day one what comes to drink at that pool. This could be very, very exciting. It'll be a different set of animals up here in this community forest up on the hills to what we have over on the land, the main part of the nature park. Okay, let's get on.
Here now on the 12th, and Nye has filled the pool and set up a camera on the nearest tree, and he is being a civet to check what the camera's eye view is like. And our first visitor on the 14th, a greater racket-tailed drongo. But I'm not happy with the view from this position, so I've asked Nye to find a tree trunk that he can bury closer to the pool for the camera to go on. And that's much better. And here we are, rewarded immediately with one of my favourite birds. A family of 5 white-browed scimitar babblers. Fantastic. And the next day, a bird that we were hoping for, a variable limestone babbler, one of the species we don't get over in the nature park, but that we thought we would get up here on the limestone hills. Green-billed malkoas visit our other pools, so no surprise to see one here. And the same applies to the crested goshawk. But a greater flameback is new. However, amazingly, we had no mammals visiting at night, and that was very surprising and disappointing. Just tree shrews in the day. I think perhaps we have left it too late this year, and many of the animals have already moved over to the other side of the hill perhaps, in search of water. But in truth, only about 2 weeks after we completed this project, early rains arrived, and it has been very wet ever since then. It seems that we will have to wait until the end of this current rainy season, around mid-November onwards, to see the full value of this pool. However, we did get one brief visit from a new mammal species for us, albeit one that we did expect to find here. A very nervous, small-toothed palm civet. And that was that. As I mentioned, we get some income from the rubber for our day-to-day conservation work here at Hoihiyang Nature Park, but there is always so much more that we are waiting to do, and for which we rely on our sponsors through the Buy Me a Coffee page. If you would like to join as a member or help out with a donation, please see the link in the description below. We are currently saving to get 2 more trail cameras that we can put up here in the community forest to survey the species in this area.